Hello everyone, today I'm here to talk to you about The Crew Quest for Planet 9 and The Crew Mission Deep Sea. Now, this is the original, the Planet 9 version, and this Mission Deep Sea is the new one. Now, first of all, straight out of the gates, which one should you get? The new one. And now let's work out why. First of all, they are both brilliant cooperative trick-taking games. You are going to be, as a team, working together to try to win some tricks, make someone else win tricks, and so on. So it's a nice spin on trick-taking. Either one is good for that. Now, both of them, I would say, play well from 3 players upwards. Both of them have a bit of a jarring 2-player experience. With sort of like a dummy row, I wouldn't bother with it. There's other games, say the Fox in the Forest duet. Go for that if you're looking for 2-player. But for 3-player and above, they both work well. So they're both good for cooperative trick-taking. They're both good at 3+. So what's really the differences? Well, there are missions. There are more missions in the original, and I think you can even get more online for that one than the new one, but maybe in time that will change. But why one than the other? Well, you've got more tokens in this one and more cards in this, because effectively what they've done here is they've taken the missions and objectives out of tokens and put them onto cards. In the original, you would still get the same sort of quests. It might be win a trick that includes a 5, and in the new one, it could be a very similar quest. It could be don't win any pink cards. Could be the same thing here. It could be win this first, win the first trick, and so on and so on. And in the original, there were tokens for first, second, third, and things like that. But it didn't really, it was a bit clunky. It's a little hard to explain to a new player unless they're fully a gamer. Now, I wouldn't play either if no one's played a trick-taking game. Don't make this be their first. But even for someone that's played trick-taking game once or twice, there was a few quirks with this. With Mission Deep Sea, you are having these cards on the table that say your missions. It's very obvious when you take that and it says you've got to win a 5 with a 7, or something like that. You put it down and you're like, right, that's sat in front of me as a constant reminder to me and everyone else on the team, this is what I've got to do. And I think that worked quite nicely. You know, there's still cards that say you must win the first 2 tricks and things like that, or you can't win any tricks. That's still there. So it's just taken some of the clunkiness out, but kept the fun. And I do think maybe they've even ramped up the fun. There seems to be very much the sort of outlying, quirky, fun quests in this one, whereas there wasn't originally. There is still the thing where, you know, this mission is easier at 2 or harder at 2 than 3 or 4 or whatever. But I think that it still is the easier one to play, and it's the easier one just to teach because everything is out on the table. You can really easily remember things. It's slightly simpler to get to the table. If you have one, do you need the other? Probably not. There's not really been, apart from sort of maybe making that more streamlined, slightly less clunky, it's the same experience. Maybe there's some tweaks, subtle tweaks, like maybe some of the missions seem more fun, but maybe that's just because we've got it to the table easier, you know, less stress of teaching it and working out things. So maybe it's the slightly more enjoyable experience because it's easier to play than that. Not saying it's an easier experience, you can still lose pretty hard with Mission Deep Sea. If you're going to be buying a brand new version, the new one is the one I'd go for. Of course, if you can get this one at a much reduced price, you're not getting a vastly subpar game. Both versions of The Crew are really good, and both would be welcome in your collection. Now, I'm probably going to get rid of my Quest for Planet 9, just because I've got the new one. I don't need both in the collection, and I don't think really anyone else does either. It's one or the other. Anyway, I hope this has sort of given you some idea and maybe sort of made you go, all right, I'll get this one over this one. They are both great games. Either in your collection, don't think you've been shortchanged. There you go. The Crew and the Crew. And until next time, check out other news, reviews and such on the channel. And I'm Oliver East, signing out.